Hey there friends, welcome to the first episode of this guitar video making series where I will walk you through demystifying the process of recording and creating your own guitar content or guitar videos in 2024. This series will cover what to get, how to record your audio, how to record your video, and putting it all together. This set of lessons are geared towards someone who's just starting out and not necessarily familiar with what's required to do all these. But if you're quite experienced already, stay tuned. Maybe you'll pick up something in the process. And also don't be shy to share your tips and comments as well. I plan to have this series released in a more consistent schedule. And for this one, I will talk about all the hardware and gear that you need to start with. This will be some sort of checklist before you start. And also I will include suggestions for each of the categories as well. There will be affiliate Amazon links in all of my suggestions. So if you're looking to pick one up and also want to help out the channel, please make sure to use the links in the description below. And so with that out of the way, let's talk about audio interfaces. I'm going to assume that you have a computer of some sort already to start recording. So the first gear that you must have is an audio interface. This is the piece that connects your guitar to your computer. So getting a quality one is crucial. So the ones that I'm going to suggest aren't necessarily going to be the cheapest ones, but for a lot of these, I suggest you buy nice before you buy twice. As for me, a good interface will last you a pretty long time. So when picking a good interface, you should consider at least 4 things. First is inputs and outputs. How many do you need? If you're like me who just records guitar most of the time, 2 or 1 input would be fine. Also consider if you're going to use like MIDI instruments that needs a MIDI in and out cable, and check the inputs of your interface if it has that and it supports that. There's a lot of USB keyboards that are USB, so that shouldn't be a problem, but make sure to double check. And for outputs, make sure you use the right cables in connecting to your computer and also connecting to your studio monitors or speakers. The second would be the quality of the preamps. Honestly, I'm no professional audio engineer, so I won't be able to explain deeply about this one. So it's better to research and watch reviews about the interface that you will be considering. But yeah, for me, good preamps just means that the signal from your guitar to your computer can be as clean or pristine as possible and is recorded at great quality. And the third thing you must consider is it USB or Thunderbolt or some other protocol like Firewire? You have to double check what kind of cable comes with your interface so you can make sure that something is available or a port is available on your computer or Mac. With all that said, the ones that I will be suggesting in this video are all bus powered, meaning you don't need an external power supply or you don't need to plug them in a wall. It just boots up when you boot up your computer as well. And so the 4 interfaces that I can suggest are, first is the UAD Volt, priced at $139. I think it's a great entry-level interface from Universal Audio. I think Connor Kaminsky used these before, I'm not sure. And also I considered getting one, but it isn't available in Manila for now. But yeah, it's a good entry-level interface, and if you want to splurge a little bit more, they also have like high-end interfaces. And the second one is the Djent ID4, priced at $175.29. I think this was hailed as the best bang for your buck interface that you can get. Third one is the SSL2 or SSL2 Plus. The SSL comes at $179.99. This is my current interface and I love it. Although I haven't been taking advantage of all the features, to be honest. Like the Legacy 4K button, I haven't found like an effective use for it, at least in the style that I make. But for recording, the latency is pretty low, so I am really enjoying the benefit of it now. And then the fourth interface would be the Focusrite 2i2. This is priced at $189.99, which is the most expensive of the 4. I started with the Focusrite 2i4 back in I think 2017, 2018, and I still love it. I still have it at home. Focusrite has always been a go-to, and you can't go wrong with these. And the next one you should get are studio monitors. You can start with smaller monitors or speakers and then work yourself up to the bigger ones if you've decided to invest more into the hobby. Also, I will suggest good headphones as well in the description. If you want to have a smaller space or you're not allowed to make any noise in your apartment or home, you can use those. So the first one I will suggest is the Mackie CR3, priced at around $88. And then another option for that range is the M Audio Aries 3.5. That one comes in $100. And then one of the smaller speakers that are great in quality also quite expensive, is the IK Multimedia iLoud micro monitors. Pretty expensive at $299, but I've heard the quality is great. And then if you're looking to upgrade, you can get at least a Yamaha HS5. That's around $400 per speaker. And then the direct competitor would be the Adam Audio T5V. I think they're both at the same price range. You just have to pick which camp will decide on. As for me, I started with the Mackie CR3. I recorded my first EP with the Mackie CR3 and the Focusrite, and then eventually I upgraded to a T5V. And then the next one would be cables, which doesn't sound as fancy, but they're also important. This one, you will need to use it to connect your guitar to your interface, and also your interface to both your speakers. Make sure you double check and you get the correct cable to connect to your speakers. It's easy to get confused by them, at least for me. So I'll put down two of the common cables in this list. So of course, first one, you need a guitar cable. The one I'm using is an Ernie Ball instrument cable. And then if you're using like a Mackie CR3, you should get TRS cables. I will link it down to the description below. This one looks like guitar cables as well, but you need to buy two to connect both left and right speakers. And then if you're using a bigger monitor like an Adam Audio T5V, you may need an XLR cable. And these ones, they don't look like guitar cables. As for headsets, I will suggest a popular AKG one. I forgot it at the time. And then one that I used at our budget before, I believe it's a Samsung. And then if you want to go high-end, there's always the Sennheiser stuff. Like the HD500 series, I really want to have one as well. But yeah, you could just start with one or the other. You don't need to buy both headset and also studio monitors. And the last part we need to talk about is your video gear or camera gear. This can be as simple as starting out with your camera phone. I started making videos using my iPhone 10, so it's totally fine to start out with those. And better if you're using a modern phone because their camera will be amazing. And then of course, if you have like dedicated cameras, of course the video will be better on those ones. I'll be adding like common good cameras that you can also use outside, not just like making videos, in the description below. So yeah, if you have already like a phone in your pocket that has good camera, you can use that. And then you can also consider like a Fuji X series and also like the Sony A6400. And also I suggest to get a camera with great autofocus because I imagine you'll be taking videos of yourself like me. So consider getting a camera with good autofocus, and also check if the screen camera can be flipped so you can see yourself while filming. And then other common things, you need to get a tripod for your camera or your cell phone. And if you want your videos to have at least a more dramatic and professional effect, you need a studio light, at least one. I'll add some suggestions in the description below. And don't worry if you don't know how to use any of these for now. That will come in a later video. And that's pretty much it for the first episode. On the next one, I'll be suggesting software that you can use along with the gear that I mentioned today. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you'll know when the next video will drop. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about the topic or if you have any suggestions that I should cover in the future videos. I already have a list of topics ready, but it would be nice to hear from you guys as well. And again, if this is helpful to you, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It will really help the channel. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!